680R. It's the little brother of the 770 and 860, and I'm pretty excited for this to be out. We tested this. We've tested this a bit now. We had it in Hawaii last July, and obviously I didn't use it, but for the really big swells at home in Sydney, Josh and I have been playing around with it, and I tell you what, it surfs well, it glides really well in the big conditions, and it's going to be epic for the lighter riders downwind, because a few people have said they just want something smaller for those bigger conditions, or they're feeling a bit maxed out on some of our other foils, so the 680 is the answer. Downwind, glides, turns, still aspect ratio of 13, so it glides, just like the other ones do, but yeah, it's smaller. I've also used it for proning. Like I said, in the surf I've used this, and look, it's not for everyone. It definitely doesn't turn as well as the S series, but if you're looking for that glide between waves and you still want to be able to hit white waters and carve, the 680 is like a more compact version of the 770 and the 860. So yeah, I love it.
I think what's super exciting is that whenever we've had really big swell, a lot of wind, it's always you grab your 770, and sometimes you feel, I wouldn't say overdone, but you're at its limit. So it's nice that now we have a step down from that, where instead of like being scared that you're gonna go down that huge swell, now you're in full control. And what I really love to back Jimmy up is it surfs. Like, you actually can really roll this thing over, and it just opens up like this this aspect of downwinding where you're not just going straight and holding on for dear life. You're actually like going through the moguls and snowboarding down all these lumps as well.
Over in Western Australia, the guys are loving it, and they're doing this sort of different kind of more free ride kind of downwind, and they're going downwinding, but they're surfing. They're not worried about speeds, and they're just trying to do roundhouse cutbacks. A few of the boys are doing airs. One of the boys put straps on the other day. I was trying to do backflips on this 680, and basically it opens up another sort of discipline, I guess. But if you're looking to surf downwind, you're not so worried about your average speed. You're just looking for that one really fast kilometre. The 680 is epic. In the really big conditions, like we said before, this is going to be your preferred option. If you're a lighter rider, this is going to be your preferred option. And then if you're sort of a bigger dude that just wants to make the most of that one really epic section of the downwinder and want to surf as hard as you can, 680R is going to be sick.
The wing, even though it might look tiny and like the numbers seem small, 680, this thing paddles up relatively quite easy if you've got right bumps. I wouldn't be scared off that this thing is only made for the super high performance professional guys. I think it'd be worth trying this, especially if you get 20 knots of wind. This thing can definitely get going quite easy.
I know I'm not a normal human, but I actually paddled this 680 upwind at Maliko.
Oh, right.
So I was testing a few falls before Molokai, and I wanted to know that, look, if I did use this fall, am I going to be able to paddle it up at the start with wind at my back? And I use a 680R, and I could paddle it up, like literally upwind, upswell, and I'm not sure I'll be able to do it in flat water, but upwind and like the swells create a little bit of release. And if you get a little bit of release on these falls, they're gonna get up and get going. So yeah, the 680R definitely, like the fact that I can get it up like in a basically flat water conditions should give people a lot more I guess hope. It's a small fall, but it does lift early.
This is the 680R, the smallest R in the R range. It's 680 square centimeters. It's 13 aspect ratio, 105 square inches, and 935 millimeter wingspan.